Right. I wonder if there's a way to turn this notification off. It says your microphone is unmuted but has no signal. Because my microphone does not get, it only picks up my voice. I had to learn that the hard way. It's very green. Very green in here. Where's my button? That one. There we go. Alright. What's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? Hey, we all live in interesting times. So, I've had no time to get any work done whatsoever this week. And it's been annoying. But I had more skulls. I do have more skulls. I already made one of them. Here we go. We'll make one of these. Alright, I've got a bunch of different styles of bead here that I've been turning into bracelets. They're coming along slowly but surely, one by one. Might have to order more rings soon if it happens. But I got these. They've got kind of like almost a Willie G skull on them. In a second, I will show you. Let me zoom in on the overhead. Points right about there. This. I like this camera, but I don't know where the focus button is. There. It focused before I could even fix it. Kind of a Willie G looking skull kind of thing. Apologies. TikTok. Kind of looks like that. It's cool. It's got skulls on all four sides. So I need to back out. Alright. Get 4 of these and we'll make something with them. Looks like I have enough to make 2. We got half a bag of rings left so far. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bracelets made and about half a bag of rings left. So we probably won't get through all 20 bracelets by the time I'm done with this bag, which is fine. I can order more supplies, but it is what it is. I had someone email me in the middle of the night last night asking me about where to order supplies from. Okay, so things to think about with this particular set of beads is that I would want them oriented all the same direction, right? I don't want one skeleton head right side up and then another one upside down and so on, right? I hold all these together. I would want them all oriented the same way. That's how I'm gonna make it. Now, you know, if someone were to special request a bracelet with the skulls facing opposite directions, whatever, by all means. The customer's always right in matters of taste and preference, right? And there was some quote debunking that at some point. I don't remember what I read it off of, how long ago I read it, but like, no, maybe that's it. It was, the phrase was, the customer's always right, and then the phrase someone added in matters of taste and preference, but that wasn't like what the original person said. So I don't know. I'm sure it can be looked up. Center, then left, and right wing, the bracelets go all one direction. Play with your candy cane cord rings tonight. What's going on, John? How you doing? Okay, so I can't. These will only face like right side up or upside down. These skull beads. Mike, how you doing? Because the hole to weave them is in the center, right? So I can't orient them sideways. Does that make sense? All right. So a lot of these rings, it's really fun. You get to adjust them just a little bit, just to get the burrs out. And it requires you to pick up a different pair of pliers and everything. And I'm less than I'm less than enthused at this, but this is the reality. Another Sunday night for the new work week. There you go. Doing all right. I think you need like 24 for a chain. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm not enjoying working for the week. Like, the weekend goes too quickly and I've got too much to do. I was going to go on a motorcycle ride today and I got swamped. I got busy. So, who's up in your neck of the woods today? Louie, how you doing? You went to Apple Holler. Right on. I pass off Apple Holler a couple times a week. Driving back and forth to patients' houses. So, oh man, today was perfect weather. Yeah, today was perfect weather for a ride. Actually, my bike it's in my neighbor's garage right now. And I had my garage door opener replaced last year around November. And it came with this really bright LED light. Very nice. It went out after a couple months. It's got like a 5-year warranty. And the guy that sold it to me said he'd never seen one go out. But yeah, it went out, and it looks like it broke open and just kind of sprayed all over the garage door opener, something inside the LED. I don't know what it is. But good news is that the seal on the front of the door. Okay, so when I got the door opener replaced, they asked me, is there anything else we can do for you, sir? You know, like replace the seal on the bottom of the door. And I said, no, that's fine. There's an 8-inch gap on one side of the garage door where there's a hole. I don't know why I thought it would be fine. It's like, oh, no. The light goes out, I gave him a call, had to fix it, and then so that now they're going to come out and replace the seal as well. So, finished layer 7.5 yesterday, so 112,500 rings down. Woo, buddy. Got a pre-close next 7,500 to finish up layer 8. Been dealing with network assessments at work for the past couple of weeks, so it's been a long. Got a week before you have to rinse, repeat for another one coming up. Right on, right on. Yeah, we had one of our staff take a different position in the company, and so now all her patients are my patients now, essentially. So I've been playing catch up with all of that, learning about them. What is the current project? I am just working on bracelets right now. I've got a bag of stainless steel beads that all have different designs on them. And we're making cool bracelets out of them. So this is like if I ever run a booth or when people ask me to make stuff, like I have stuff to sell. I don't spend a lot of time promoting it because I'm bad at self-promotion. Right. These have skulls. These are cool. I like these. And here's a Valmut. But it's this pile of supplies and materials that have been taking up desk space for a long time now, and it's, well, need to get rid of it. 10 by 10 you thought was ambitious. 50 by 50 you would only attempt in 24 gauge. Anything larger would break your wallet for weight per metal pounds. Yeah, Mike's cube is legit a 7 wonders of the world kind of project. I'm looking forward to it being done at some point. One day. Last year I guessed it was going to cost about $14,000 in materials. They're about $2,500 in. That's not terrible. Oh, sorry guys. Zoom back out here so you can kind of see what. And for anyone watching, we are like, you're watching me connect a small amount of rings together on this current project. Mike over on Facebook is doing a cube that is 750,000 rings. Is that? I think that's right. So if it takes me this long to do this little amount, just imagine how long it would take for 750,000 rings. Yeah. Gonna be cool. I have one large 30-pound cube. I'm happy with it. I would definitely do a 750,000 ring cube. If for no other reason than to say I did it. Okay, so the trick with this is grab it with the other. Ever so slightly at a round, and you gotta get that barb off there. Looks like the internet issue is fixed, and you're loving the new room background. I like the new room background too. I like to come down here and sit in the ambiance of this light. This is a Govee light. Their latest hexagon model, whatever it was, and it's cool. It's a cool light. Wait, Super Slam Borderlands 4 sends you down a layer? I don't know anything about Borderlands except the. I played the video game for like an hour. Now, do you want to play with the foam? Louis, what you talking about, Louis? Oh, okay. Yeah. The only media that I'm aware of that is of interest to me is there's a Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out, and I really liked the first Super Mario movie. I thought it was well done. I liked the Sonic movie. I thought all of them were good. But other than that, other than movies from my kid, I have no idea what's going on out there in the world. And speaking of my internet issue, I got my fiber cable installed. It's not buried under the ground yet. It's still out in front. So once it's buried, then that part of the project will be done. I think I have to call T-Mobile and cancel the 5G Wi-Fi I was on still, but other than that, I got the Ethernet cable from one side of the house to the other through like not the rafters, through the ceiling. So the next thing is to make it go through the wall. And I've got a kit to order on Amazon for they're called RFID plugs. You saw Infinity Castle. Saw it yesterday. Part 2 is in 2027. Is that a movie? You want to play with the acoustic foam? Oh, this stuff? You want to play with the foam? It's fun. Final part is set for 2029. Surprised amount of kids parents took to view it. Yeah. I'm trying to think. The last movie I tried to watch in theaters was Godzilla -1. And everything was going great. Right up until Godzilla goes on land for the first time. And when my kid had to read 12,000 people dead. He was like 10 at the time. He got very upset. And then we had to go home. And so that's like halfway through the movie. And I thought it was really good. I was enjoying myself. And I didn't want to leave. But I had to get a upset child out of the theater. So I think that was the last movie. We might have seen one other one since then. Last movie was either Warfare. He went back 7 times because it was very descriptive. Popular and okay, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle. I'm so lost when it comes to anime. Like back in my day, there was Vampire Hunter D and Guyver. And then I didn't watch a single anime at all until Avatar, The Last Airbender, which I've been told that it is anime and it's not anime, and I'm not qualified to make that distinction or have an opinion on that in any way, so yeah. I'm just gonna let that one. You all can have opinions about that. Love the minute details Warfare had. Not gonna lie. I was like, I read that, Louis, and I was like, I loved the minute details. Oh no. It's a hard word to verbalize in a sentence. Like, you know how some words you learned how to pronounce because you read them first? Like, Hermione was always Hermione to everyone, right? And the movies come out. And you're like, oh, it's Hermione. Like, we're American. We didn't know. What's another one? Macabre. Macabre. But yeah. Minute and minute. Very, what do you call it? Sneaky. It's a sneaky word. Macabre. Yeah. Yeah, if you told me I was pronouncing it wrong either way, I just have to agree with you. So, all of these bracelets are pretty much going to be Byzantine, just because it works so well with the stainless steel beads. So, I got plans to make a lot of Byzantine. When you were younger, all you were ever told was anime was cartoon porn. Growing up, I'm like, meh, no, but I can see how the prudes would think that. They all have the old white guy, the woman almost always over-endowed, perfectly in muscles exaggerated, all supposedly to make it more appealing to Americans. I worked. Those sneaky Japanese. How did they know what we liked? There's a game. Oh, what's it called? It was like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat you pick a character and then you fight someone. And then all the women were, overly endowed. But then they made a volleyball game of the same game, so you could play the volleyball game with all the characters that were fighting each other. And someone will know. 10 minutes into Borderlands and there's a boss fight. Get good. That's what I always tell my son whenever he's losing his mind on a game. You gotta get good, son. My kid has surpassed me in video game playing. I can no longer compete with him. Even on my consoles, right? The ones I grew up with, the Nintendo, the Xbox 360, the Super Nintendo. What were we playing? We were playing something the other day. And it was Street Fighter. And yeah, I got my butt kicked. My kid is officially better at me than all the old video games I used to play. Which is like heartbreaking for my own ego, but I'm proud of him, And then I realize how much time he spends playing video games, and I feel like a bad parent for a little bit. Elden Ring, you get a boss fight like 5 minutes in. Real fast you can't hack and slash it. Nice. My kid got that game, and he beat that, he played that straight through. That was one he picked up and didn't put down. He had to be summoned to come eat. He would get up early just to play. You are good. Louis, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Some games he picks up, plays for 5 minutes, and goes and does something else. And then some games he just sits down, and when he was 5 or 6, he got a Switch for Christmas. And I forget the Mario version that they have on that game. But he beat that. He just sat on the Switch and played until he beat it. I had to help him with the Tyrannosaurus Rex scene. And here I am. I don't know the controls or anything, trying to figure out, because the Tyrannosaurus Rex made him scared. But then, once I beat it for him, he was able to get through it. Platform jumpers, timing like Tetris. Your younger ones school you. Strategy games, you rule over all the kids. Yeah. I could probably still beat him in strategy games. Breakout Risk. Yeah, talk smack now, little boy. I'm sorry your loot drop is dumb, Louis. Okay, so in order to hold these beads in place, I'm just using a slightly larger ring size in the same gauge. And I'll fluctuate between 3 different sizes. 2 or 3 different sizes for this bracelet. When you make the... see if this works. When you use bigger rings, then I'm gonna go through on. Okay, come on. Nope, I don't want to fight it. Go back out. Come on. All right, so I went to my doctor last. I almost don't need the bigger ring. Okay, but there we go. All right. So those rings will hold that bead on there. And this will actually be on this side of the ring. I'm just doing this for demonstrative purposes. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so these rings are 18 gauge 7/32 on my fingers that the pliers are tapping right here. These are 18 gauge 3/16, and so that slight change just puts that bead and holds it in place. Right? You could make it so the bead slides around everywhere and everything. I don't know. I don't make them that way. Now am I going to be able to get this off? The game better be worth your money. The robot can transfer ownership. I like how Louis is playing a game and I have no idea what he's talking about. That's okay. Almost don't need the larger rings with this bead. But we'll screw them in place so they don't move around a lot. Okay. Nope. Louis, it's much appreciated. By all means, feel free to share. So, yeah, okay, so went to my doctor. With everything that's gone on in the healthcare field over the last 5, 6, 7 years, and having been in the healthcare field for 21 years now, like I have opinions on what I should be doing that are different than my doctor's. Right? So I was trying to talk to my doctor about my cholesterol and my hemoglobin A1C. And she wants me to go on these certain medications that help with it, and I am very hesitant. The medication's name is Lipitor. It's a cholesterol medication, and the problem with it is I have read headlines. Okay, I've not done any research on it, but I have read headlines and a couple of stories talking about how they think it might be a leading cause in dementia. What I do know is that a lot of the patients I've had who are on it have this kind of progressive process they go through where, you know, they get really sick, they get admitted to a hospital, they have a heart attack, you know, next thing you know, they're like losing their mind, and in severe congestive heart failure, right? So I'm not a big believer in this drug. And we'll see what happens. Your liver functions and cholesterol. You had blood work done scheduled after a 4-day weekend at a casino and they were concerned with your liver function and cholesterol. Yeah, you had 4 days at a casino. Liver's gonna be hurting after 4 days at a casino. Just a bit. I probably... Okay, I don't like that. I'm gonna take this apart real quick. So... I tried talking about it to my doctor, and I was not getting heard at all. I I was being talked over, and I did not appreciate that. So she asked me if I wanted to come back in 6 months, and I said, I don't want to be here at all. We scheduled my appointment for a year out. It's like, with cholesterol, you know, take some omega-3s and some fiber every day. You don't need to be put immediately on medication unless you're in a severe, if you're, you know, I don't know, elderly and it's the only thing that's going to save your life, maybe. But if you're young, like I'm 43, yeah, add some fiber to your diet every day. And take omega-3s. And same thing with my thyroid issue that they were concerned about. Like, I added a supplement to my lifestyle. I didn't want their medication. I'll go back in a year and get it all checked, and we'll see what happens. And if I'm wrong, I'll take their medication, right? If I'm right and everything's, you know, like back to normal, then I'll be right, which I think I will be. So we'll see. Oh. Okay. Wrong ring set. Happens all the time. Yes, you had four gin and tonics each night after a few craft beers daily. You think your results will be good? No. That's another thing. Another important thing. If you go get your labs drawn after partying for multiple days in a row, or don't go get your labs drawn after partying multiple days in a row, because your labs are going to be elevated. They won't be a true reflection of what's going on in your body. So, my labs were still elevated after 6 months of like no drinking, almost no drinking. So we'll see what happens. I'm not particularly concerned, but whatever. Mac, what's going on? To be honest, you just forgot to because you'll have concerning labs on your profile. What do you mean? Okay, I don't like how this is panning out. I don't like this. That's correct. That. Alright. I'm gonna change this around. It looks wonky. It doesn't look, it's not a smooth transition from one side to the next, so. I need you. If you have labs required, just forget to do them if you had a cheat week. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yep. Let's adjust that really. Anyway, I'm a whole lot less worried about my lab work right now than I am about the discussion I attempted to have with my doctor. So, see how we will see how that goes. I don't mind. Well, I don't know. Oh, hey, great. That doesn't fit. Boo. Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to... It's kind of wonky. Doesn't look terrible, it's just... I guess if that spins around, that's it. Alright. There. See how the rings on the top and bottom don't flow the same direction? That's... I don't know. It's probably fun. I'm probably... These rings are upright and these rings are flat. If this moves around, that doesn't matter. It'll be fine. Oh, what I push? Push menu on the controller. You want something else I've got, but you only have 2 wrists? Oh yeah. Now your psychiatrist asks if you get your labs done? I mean, don't get me wrong, I think, lab work's definitely important. And if you can get it done, definitely, do your thing. Take care of yourself, try to be healthy. You know? So, like... I don't know, maybe I did miss an appointment. I did miss the follow-up appointment initially with them. Like, I went and dropped my kid off to school, and I didn't have work right after, so I just went back home. And, yeah. The appointment was at 9. I dropped my kid off at 8:30, and the appointment was at 9. Completely missed that, so maybe my doctor was mad at me. And she just didn't have the patience for my bullshit. I don't know. You say you're Wisconsin sober? The funnest part. So adjust each ring. If you don't want someone having like a barb from one of your rings cutting into their wrist. That's bad. I was thinking I could weld all of these, but that comes with its own problems. And then if I didn't I could only weld them if I didn't want to ever adjust the bracelet size. So, Wisconsin sober, no DUI, no DWI ever, and don't plan to? Yeah, okay. I got you. I see. A lot of people get brought in for that. That was the bulk of what people got brought in for. When I worked at the jail for 1 year, I keep getting emails with corrections positions for, huge bonuses and a lot of money, a lot of large hourly rate, and it is the easiest thing to turn down. I don't ever want to work in corrections ever again. It's an awful place to work, and I feel bad for anyone who works in there. So, but yeah, drunk driving was the name of the game in our our little town here. It was actually quite shocking. It was revelationary, eye-opening, if you would, at how many DUIs occur on a nightly basis. Remember this one lady, I don't remember how many DUIs she had. She had like 16 or something. And the system had just kept like letting her go. You know, 3 strikes you're out kind of thing, but she was always just slightly over the legal limit and like got caught driving poorly or something. I don't know. She was never, you know, blood alcohol level multiple times the legal limit or anything. But yeah, no, you go and you get tipsy and then you drive home. You should stop doing that. Especially in the age of Uber. Last time I was at a bar, I took an Uber. No, actually, no. The last time I was at a bar, I walked down the street to the bar. There's a one, I don't know, it's like quarter of a mile away, third of a mile away. I've been there a total of 2 times. But the time before that, I took an Uber downtown. And I took an Uber back home. That was it. Fun. I had a good time. But I have no desire to go drinking anymore. Anywhere. I don't want to go. I'm such a shut-in anymore. I just want to stay home. All my stuff's here. You'll literally sleep on the couch at your friends, or you'll leave them your keys and walk half a mile. It's not worth destroying another life because you thought you were fine. No, 100%. 100%. Which, that was another shocking thing too. How many violent, which I'd never paid attention to the police scanner or, you know, what went on downtown. We have a very small downtown. But the number of people crashing, like just like all over the place, was astronomical when I was working at the gym. And the consequence of that, like while I was there for 1 year, there were multiple people struck by a drunk driver downtown on a Friday or Saturday night. It's wild, man. All for, you know, nothing. And the driver was always fine, right? The person who was drunk was always fine. It was always the people in the other car that were hurt. Ugh, pain in but no. Aside from work, I didn't do much else this week. There we go. There it is. Found it. I cooked breakfast yesterday, and then cooked breakfast today. Today I made hash browns and pancakes, and I had some cooked bacon I bought. So the cooked bacon is okay. You know. Oh, that just straight up slid off its face. Oh, not supposed to do that. Huh. Might have to use a bigger ring at the end of it. Father chose his middle name of his 16-year-old friend who got hit by a drunk driver on a bicycle. Wade was hit by a driver while he was on a bike. Ugh, rough. And it's your dad's friend? So what, are we talking about like the 80s when this happened? '70s? Yeah, okay, 70s. That's awful, man. You don't like how this is connected. And now it just slid out of place, so I'm gonna have to put bigger rings here. It's gonna make this more pronounced. We'll just we're gonna keep going. If I have to redo it a little bit, that's fine. He was adopted, and when he was put up for adoption, both him and his brother were Tracy, because after 15 kids, they didn't care for naming. Jeez. I had okay, so this was I had a stepmom. Her first husband passed away while working in the National Guard. A deuce and a half or a 5-ton or something was sliding down a wash bay and ran over him. And then so her former husband's family, their last name was Katzenberger, and there was Monty and Julie Katzenberger. And when I met them first, they had like 9 kids already, and the last count, they were at 12. Way more lore than this, but yeah, up for adoption. And by the time they were adopted by angels, they were Tim and Tracy. I have fostered a kid once. It was a neighbor kid down in San Antonio. I've never adopted it. There's like, foster care is weird, right? There's a lot of kids in foster care, and what there aren't a lot of are like children you can adopt, because the goal of foster care is reconciliation with the parents, because most kids are removed for drugs or abuse of some kind, and the way it was explained to me is that you don't want to take the kids away permanently, just long enough for the parents to get their crap together and go from there. So, only ever fostered one kid, and I had a kid of my own. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. There were Tim and Tracy, Tracy James, or Tracy Eugene. Only one kept Tracy, and it's really hard for you to do that ancestry DNA because you have resentment against any and all biological siblings on that side, and only testing for health. Yeah. You always read stories about those ancestry DNA things, or you'll see videos of it. Like, hey guys, I found out my mom was, or my dad was not actually my dad through this ancestry DNA tree that I did. And my dad is actually the mailman. I've just seen videos like that. I don't know anyone who's actually gone through it, but you know, this, I don't like this. It'll look fine when I'm done, but maybe that's what I throw another ringside in there. Alright, you don't want them to have the pleasure of knowing their sibling that was to the wayside is here? Yeah. Hey, you know, you have a right to... Can you do an Ancestry DNA without publishing your data? I don't have any idea about that process. My mom did one. We are, like, Scot-Irish. And there's a couple, you know, other ethnicities, like Portuguese and English in there, right? You know, your dad and his brother don't like him, but their bio and your dad protected him, but I also feel like you should have been the right to know if your DNA links to things. Yeah. Yeah, like if you have health conditions, for sure. Yeah, I've never done one. I just heard about the results from my mom. I could ask her what they are again, but she's no longer with us, so. Funny. Actually, I was telling my kid about growing up, and it's funny. Like I don't know. Okay, so I was telling I got kicked out when I was 14. I don't really remember why. I wasn't a terrible kid, but I wasn't great. So I'm sure I was a pain in the ass. My mom needed a break from me, and I went to go live with my dad. Right? So when my kid found out I had been kicked out at 14, he was like, "What? I didn't know that." I was like, "Yeah, kid. I have a whole backstory that you've never heard because you're too young, too little to remember. If I told it to you the first time, you know, I just thought it was fun." You know, very little of your biological paternal be is very heavily involved with color agent. Agent Orange. Like, he was over in the jungle. That doesn't. He was an airman in the jungle, so yes, very close to the color agents. That's cool. I've worked with all these beads once before. I think I talked about this last time. And I remember making them and them looking better than they do right now. This is not terrible, but I don't think I did it this way. That bothers me. A lot of times when you're working with rings, you will learn a weave, and you'll learn a bunch of weaves, and each weave is different, and you'll make it with different materials, and then you'll need to remember how to make a weave again, and you go back, try to figure out how to make it again, and you're like, okay, how does this work, right? And that's what I'm feeling right now. I feel like I have completely forgotten how I put all these bracelets together the first time, and I have completely neglected to look up the photo that would show me what I did, right? So, I think I'm gonna. This is all gonna get changed up a little bit towards the end. Kind of experimenting right now. Max, how you doing? How's Berlin? I've only ever been to Rhine-Main. I was stuck in Rhine-Main, Germany for 2 days on my way to it. And all I remember of it is that everything was very nice. I did not care for crepes or like the sausage that they had. Not a fan. And everybody was told to stay in the hotel. And I was a good, obedient little soldier, and I stayed in the hotel. And I didn't find out till later that all the cool kids went out on the town. They all snuck out. Not everyone, but a lot of them. I was like, oh, I could have gone. At this point, in that unit, I had just gotten there in May. And we deployed at the end of June, something like that. So I wasn't there for very long, and this unit had already deployed once previously. So they were already close-knit, much closer-knit, you know. Like, I was the new guy. And, you know, I'm bad at social relationships and obligations, and I've been that way, like, my whole life. So I didn't have any friends. Later on, I would make friends with some of them. Of my 2 deployments, that one was definitely the preferable one, despite, you know, feeling like I didn't fit in. My second deployment was like garrison, and it was annoying. The people I served with were annoying. I'm bad at them. Yes, I'm bad at social. I don't leave my house. I barely talk to my neighbors. They're nice people. I know them. My motorcycle is in their garage right now because I've got someone to come fix the garage door opener. So, or the light on the garage door opener. I can sit here and talk to a camera, and if it's just me talking, like, I realize that it's a bit one-sided. This works much better for me. So, yeah, not great at interpersonal communication. Now, I had to develop some skill at that just due to my job, being as personal as my job is with patients. You know, I had to overcome a lot of awkwardness, and I had to add some filters, right? I was in the military, and there was no filter when I got out, so that got me into trouble a few times. So, alright, this one's much more secure. Far away, kind of looks okay. Yes, that bottom one look okay to you? Top one also looks. Like, just, I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah. So yes, bad at, I mean, I'm better than I was when I was younger. I had friends when I was younger, but I think that's just because they felt bad for me. I only speak to one of them anymore. One of them, I was actually really... They were wrong about something, and I was really obtuse about it, and we haven't spoken since. So, like, not wrong on them for calling me on my behavior, but they were wrong, right? And it's like... just a stupid internet argument. And I was more verbose than I should have been. What do we listen to? Mary Poppins? What is this? Many hands make light work? Alright, well, the song's over, so hopefully get something more entertaining. I swear. You can pick stations on Pretzel Rocks, and it'll just play rock music, or it'll just play lo-fi or something. But the channels only have so many songs, and almost... it doesn't last very long. So within an hour or two, you're just hearing the same songs on repeat. So I just put it on Surprise Me, and now we're listening to spooky music right after Mary Poppins, whatever that is. And if you're on TikTok and you can't hear music, that is TikTok's fault. All the other channels I stream to have music playing digitally through to your ears, and I can't stream from my computer to TikTok without turning half of my content into gaming content. And like I said previously on this stream, my son is already much better at video games than I ever was. So I'm not going to change my content just to be able to stream from my PC and add a game. You guys don't want to watch me play a game. I suck at games. Alright. Okay, so far, what do I gotta do? I've got the balloon dog here. Alright, this guy. The cool piece. Stay. We've got him, and so far, like, his joints are all welded up, and they're holding, so that's good. I haven't had a chance to, like, I don't know, stress test it in any way. I don't know. I put as many welds into the connections as I could. Don't know how well it's gonna hold. So I gotta mess with that. And the puzzle piece of doom is coming. Goes fast. Usually it takes forever. Okay, so for the balloon dog, I want to get some kind of acrylic dog crate thing, put a food bowl of some kind in there, maybe like put some rings in the food bowl, and then leave his little doggy turd in the corner of the acrylic dog house or dog crate or whatever. Because I think that would be a good way to display him. Gotta do that. Then I'm looking for a 24 by 36 ceiling access panel that is plastic. that does not require recess. Gotta do that. Got a hole in my ceiling where I had to cut it open to gain access to the dryer vent. And if you've been around for a while, you probably heard the dryer vent story. But when I first moved into this house, there was 36 feet of dryer vent tubing coming off the back of the dryer, right? So I had to like cut it, and it was all a bunch of screws in the dryer vent tubing catching lint. It was packed full of lint. And at one point in the wall, it was broken and dumping lint into the wall, right? So, huge fire hazard, okay? I fixed it, and I now have a brush that I can run through the dryer vent tubing and clean it all out like once a year, and we're doing okay. I would like the dryer to be like right where I'm sitting because the exhaust vent is right above my head. That would be ideal. That's going to require tearing out this wall over here, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm holding off on that for now. If I ever get the opportunity to redo portions of my basement, I'll fix it. But for right now, just got to keep the dryer vent free from lint, right? So while I was fixing all that, I had to cut a hole in the ceiling, and I need a ceiling access panel that is 24 by 36 and plastic and does not require being recessed, right? And that is a little bit more difficult to find than I thought it would be. They have a bunch of small sizes. And I found some, I think. So like, I'm pretty sure they exist. Not like it's not a unicorn. It is something that it's not produced by a lot of manufacturers. Small ones you can buy. You can find 500 different styles of small ceiling access panels. So I don't know. Get that fixed, and then I've got it is a closet coat hanger rod that I want to hang up in the laundry room, but I can't hang that up until I get the ceiling access panel installed because they're like right in the way of each other. And then the dryer vent tubing's right there too, so I want to make sure that all looks nice and good. And the balloon dog just showed up in your FYP. Mama Nita, how you doing? Yeah, got Bark Anthony here. And yeah, just chilling right now, trying to figure out what I need to do to reinforce his joints and whatnot, and get him make sure he can't fall apart. Well, thank you. He's very cool. This was like, the concept of it is not hard. It's, pouches of European foreign one, like a dice bag, just closed. And all the joints are kind of loose. If you look at the back of his neck, you can see 2 strands of Byzantine, right, that are wrapped around his neck. And there's Byzantine around his legs and tail and legs and neck. And it's just like to help reduce the motion. So like his legs can't flip up on his back and stuff. And it mostly works. Like, I'm pretty happy with it. I am at some point going to make a video going over the design of the joints themselves. But yeah. That was I'm actually really proud of that piece. Like, sometimes when I come up with ideas for stuff, I try it out and I kind of get like halfway of where I was trying to go. And it's just not, like, the end result is not what I wanted. And, a lot of these are big projects. So like, you know, you've done so much work on a project, you don't want to abandon it, but you also don't want it to fail. So you end up compromising for less than what you were going for. But this, the balloon dog, turned out just better than I could have imagined. You know exactly what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I'll make a little video over it. It's just orbitals and, you know, like adjusting your sizes to, like, orbitals and Byzantine and how it was connected together. It's, like, once you see it, you'll go, oh, yeah, okay, that's super simple. There's one project I kind of did a preliminary on it, and that was the, like, I made this wireframe cube out of interwoven 4-in-1, and it came out, like, I would say 95% of what I wanted it to look like. But then I made this, what was I even going for? I attempted to remake the wireframe cube out of square wire, and it was just there wasn't enough room for it to bend like the round wire was, so I ended up making like this types of pan looking chainmail piece. And that kind of sucked, because like it's just a mythical item now. It doesn't have any purpose. It's just, I'll just make a display for it. But it was very much not what I was going for. But it did give me another idea on a cross that I want to make, a cross sculpture that stands, just because the rigidity of the square wire was working out so well. I think it can be done. And it's, it would be like four lines interlocking like so, and so you make it tight on the ends and loose in the middle where these interlocking parts are of the cross. That way you can weave these two independent sections together. Anyway, I'll get to that project eventually, and I think it'll work. But it's going to be like a ton of work just beforehand to get to the point where I can find out if it'll work the way I think it will. So, anyway, we'll get there. It'll be interesting. Yeah, and the goal is to have it, like, aside from the platform, aside from the base, the goal is to have the cross stand on its own, right? So that's going to be a project I will have to do some not chainmail work, and I probably can't use the galvanized pipes from Pipe Decor to make a display. Maybe I can, I don't know. That's the thing too. I've got to get a bunch of pipes for this display I want to make for all my old gaming systems. Down here in the basement, there's a TV or a recess in the wall for where to place a TV. And I want to hook up all my old gaming consoles to it. So I'm going to order a bunch of pipes off Pipe Decor and make some shelving and attach it to the wall, and it's gonna run some lights through it and everything. That's a whole project that I've barely even started thinking about, but that'll be cool once it's done. And it would be like great for my kid to be able to have access to all the old gaming consoles, right? We've got a retro Nintendo, a retro Super Nintendo, a Wii, PS2, 3, 4, and 5. And they all work. They're just scattered kind of throughout the house. So time to start like compiling all that together. Come on. So, all right. This is definitely not going to work on this end because these rings on either side of this bead here are too small. Because this thing keeps sliding all over the place. So this one has 1/4 inch rings on either side, and it's holding steady in place nicely. And then we're about to add one more. So I'll go back and fix that later. But we are only using 2 ring sizes so far. Anyway, lots of projects. Gonna have to go to work to fund all of them, but it's fine. I got a bonus coming up here in the next month or 2. And lots of other things I want to do. I was talking with my sisters. My little sister's boss's house, I guess, is filled with stuff to the brim in every nook and cranny, she said. And, like, there's a term for it. It's like, you know, ocular maximalism, where entire walls are covered with all your artwork. So that is how I decorate. I've got stuff all over the walls, and I got more artwork to hang. But like just throughout my entire house, I would like to put up artwork everywhere. Then just, you know, I have some chainmail pieces up on the wall. Well, I have one chainmail piece up on the wall. I have another chainmail piece in a frame that is going up on the wall eventually. It's like, I definitely want to make more chainmail pieces for the wall. For the walls of my... Just have, you know, more chainmail than a Renaissance festival in my house. That's my goal. Might take a while, but we'll get there. I definitely have some interesting pieces that you won't find at a Renaissance festival, that's for sure. I know of one other balloon dog, and that was made by Amanda. Forget her last name, but she runs Wayward and Whimsical. There is another balloon dog out there. I didn't know of it until after I had started this project. This guy right here. I didn't know that there was another one out here. That someone had already made a balloon dog. And they're both different, right? That's what I love about chainmail, is you can give two people you can give two people the same assignment, and, you know, say, however you have to get it done. And they will come up with 2 different ways to get it done. Or 3 different ways, or 10 different ways, right? So, like, you and another chainmail artist know the same weave, and you're going to have a preference for suppliers, and you're going to have you know, a preference for different ring sizes, and someone asked the 2 of you to make a necklace of that same weave and give you free will to design it, you know, however they want. You know, it's going to come out different. It just is. I like that. I like it. I don't necessarily like how these are graduated into place, but not the end of the world. I don't know who gave me 1,000 likes on TikTok, but thank you. Much appreciated. Alright, so coming up this next week, I've got a very challenging patient, I think. Tried to get her admitted on Friday night, and I gave them a call to set up the appointment, and they were on their way to the hospital, so I don't know what the situation is with that. But this is a patient that has like multiple duplicate organs in many cases. So, very, very challenging patient. We got to get her started, hopefully. And I have a bunch of other patients, and hopefully the work is starting to pick back up. But it's probably going to be another busy week like it was last week. And I am also on call. Gonna be a busy week. See how it goes. I also need to mow my lawn, but I'm using the excuse that since the fiber cable I had installed is still on top of the lawn and they haven't come and fixed it yet, to not mow my lawn. So my yard looks like crap right now. I've got these just on the front edge of the lawn. I have this grass. It's like, I think they're weeds. I don't know what they are. Plants. They're like a foot tall. There's a ton of them. But just that one portion in the front of my yard, in front of my house, looks like crap. Everything else is dead. That hasn't been raining. So I was looking at it as like I could go mow that one part, but well, I don't see the point. I was tired and I didn't want to mow the lawn. And then I was busy and I didn't go on a motorcycle ride, so what have I done here? Odd thing. There we go. I had more rings than necessary in that. And I have not had any time to dedicate to the gas tank, the motorcycle gas tank cover that I've been working on. It is still just unstained veg tan leather that needs to be finished, put together. Needs to be finished being put together. I know words. That's going to be a fun project, but that one I would rather spend time riding the motorcycle, just because I spent like what did we get up to? $8,000 in the bike this year, getting it fixed. So I'd rather spend time riding this riding season than working on chainmail projects for the motorcycle. Know what I mean? I'm not loving how I have to adjust each of these. Not my favorite. Not gonna lie. Oh, here was another fun thing that happened to me while I was at the hospital, at the doctor's office. They said my sodium was high, and could I have potentially been dehydrated? And I'm like, no. I have a 64-ounce water bottle that I carry with me everywhere I go. I'm not dehydrated. That one was funny. So yeah, elevated sodium levels, wonky thyroid levels, wonky cholesterol levels, and my A1C is too high, so... We'll get it all fixed. Oh, here is another thing they told me. Okay, this was like the thing that kind of put me over the edge. So before I started getting lectured to about diet and medications and everything, they told me that, you know, they put my lab numbers and my age and weight and everything into some matrices, and told me that I had a 6.9% chance of having a heart attack or a stroke in the next 10, 20 to 30 years. And I was like, that's so helpful. You know? Like, couldn't narrow it down anymore. 7% chance. Like, isn't that everyone? Doesn't everyone have that chance? Yeah. That was when I started to get, like, irritated with the doctor, and then I got lectured to about diet. I don't go there for any of those conditions, right? So there's this weird phenomenon. Nobody gets good health care at the VA if you ask any vet ever. And if you have, you either get like no health care, no help, nothing, and it sucks, or you get this urge to overtreat from your doctor. They wanted to send me to have a CT, to have like a, you know, pre-cancer check. They wanted me to go see an endocrinologist. They wanted me to go, like, all these treatments that, like, I don't have any outward symptoms of anything going on. If I was just sitting at home, I would not go to the doctor, right? Not that these screenings aren't helpful, but I know with colonoscopies and mammograms, there is a lot of false positives with those that I don't want to be cut on by the VA ever. I go there for pain control for my neck, which is not offered, you know. But once I started getting lectured to about that is where my injury that got me the disability rating I have is in my neck. So I go there for pain management, and like, we didn't even get to that part of the conversation. I didn't storm out or anything, but once I started being lectured to, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm kind of done. I'll live for the next year without, you know, your help. My liver might not, but it'll be fine. Yeah, all my liver enzymes are fine, so that's a good sign, right? Your back, you've been chewed up and spit out and already by Borderlands 4. Nice. Very nice. I played Borderlands, like, okay, I got a PS5, and I bought the, not Game Pass, what's the PlayStation Network? I got the All Access Pass for 120 bucks or whatever it is. And I played like Borderlands 2 or 3 or something on there. And it was okay, but I was not into it enough to continue playing. So I didn't play it for very long. I don't know. I probably stopped playing video games altogether. So that is my experience with Borderlands, and then what is the song? It was like the song that came out with the Borderlands 2 advertisement about you know, ain't no rest for the wicked. Okay, that is the only other thing I know. I have no idea what the storyline is. I don't know where anything's going. Liver's regrow, so what of it? Oh yeah, I mean, they regrow until they don't. You know, they're regenerative to a point. But yeah, if you are a heavy drinker and stop drinking, your liver should be back to normal function within about 30 days. Should. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor. Despite, you know, my ranting and raving about doctors. Gotta remember, in 2009, as a 1997er, you were 12. Jeez. Yeesh. Ain't no rest for the wicked. The band is Cage the Elephant. And I know they have a couple other catchy songs. When it comes to pop info, and keeping up with artists and new music and whatnot, yeah, I don't do any of that. So whenever I hear new music, it's always from Pandora finally, like, giving me access to a new song on whatever random channel I'm listening to. Feels personally directed? No. Lots of people were 12 in 2009. You are grown. That was one thing I always found. If once you're an adult, I don't feel as if I was ever given much slack once I was in, right? And it is good that my mentors have held me accountable over the years. But I know so many people that just, like, they have no drive, they have no skill sets, they have no desire to improve themselves at all, right? And people, like, let them get away with it because there's, you know, they just, like, they coddle them, you know? It's like, oh, they're still, you know, they're still young, it's like, bam, he's 27. Cut the apron short, you know? But already, my kid was talking about going and learning how to scuba today. He was watching some show about these divers are competing to find different kinds of sharks or something. I'm not 100% sure what he was watching. Okay? But, like, yeah, how old do you have to be to go to scuba class? You only have to be 10, apparently. And his uncle does scuba. What is it? Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus? That's what scuba stands for. So, he was like, "Can I go scuba diving with Uncle Nick?" It's like, I mean, yeah, sure. You'll have to fly to Japan. Can I go to Japan? Yeah. You know, when I have the money, you can go to Japan. Take you out there, and you can take your scuba course, and you know, so he's getting a drive, you know, to do things, to learn things, and I don't want to hold him back, but I'm also not gonna. I don't do water anymore. I almost drowned and had to help perform CPR on a girl who drowned in a hot tub. So I don't do water anymore. I'm done. I'm 43. I'm out. Swimming pool, sure. Open water, anything? No. Might wade my feet in the frozen water of Lake Michigan, occasionally, but that is, yeah, it's gonna be it for me. Alright, so what I was saying was, I'm happy that my kid seems to have drive, and I hope to, you know, encourage him and mentor him in such a way that he grows up to be able to accomplish everything he can think of. And I know so many people who don't have that. They're coddled. Or they were. And this was like in the middle. I don't know any people now. I just, you know my family and my neighbors. Come down here and I open and close my rings and I talk to you guys. That's about it. Because honestly, I don't want to be doing anything else. Not really. I wish I had more time for this and other projects and more energy. But that's okay. We'll just one ring at a time and we'll eventually get these projects done. If I can finish that ridiculous Finnegan's Wake flag with that 30-pound chainmail cube, I can finish up these 20 bracelets or however many. I don't know how many I'll be able to make. Or how many, I don't know. I can make as many as I want. I don't know how many I'll be able to finish with the supplies I have on hand. Alright. You know what else I need? I need a closet door. Gotta figure that part out too. So down here in the basement we got like telephone attachment, RFID, Ethernet cable spool to crimp the Ethernet cable I have down here. I gotta split it on one side and then put it through a wall on the other side. So there's that. Because otherwise the cable is like out in where it can be seen by people. It's not nicely tucked away. So I gotta do that. Then I've got the closet door. That's a sliding hollow core bendy closet door that is broken. The bottom of it broke. It was flooded before I ever moved in the house, so the bottom of it sucked. Gotta fix that. Down here. I'm trying to think what else. Whatever style of door I get for the closet door is going to have to match the window coverings. There are 4 windows in the English style basement I have. And We have some curtains for them, which is all we need. But like once you start remodeling something, you have to either like make it all match, because otherwise it just looks like garbage. Yeah. And I don't even want to get started on the rest of the house. There's tons of stuff I got to do, and it's a nice house. No, it's not like run down or anything. A lot of stuff to do. I gotta keep working, man. Here's the trade-off, right? Like, in order to earn more money, I have to have more patience. But more patience means less time to work on stuff. So, gotta find a nice balance. And I'd rather, this is another thing that's been driving me crazy. I would rather be ridiculously busy at work and doing work all the time than this, like, go to work and see this patient one day, go to work and see this patient the next, you know, see 2 patients on Wednesday, and then maybe 1 or 2 more. The rest, like, I want, like, my days packed with work, or I want no work, right? So, this here and there, get a little bit of work kind of deal that I dealt with all through August, for sure. Dude, it drives me nuts. Like, I don't mind doing the work, but I just wish there was more of it, you know? So I'd rather have more work and no time to work on personal projects and bring that money in than little onesie-twosie jobs. But our salesperson is trained up and out running around trying to get new clients, so hopefully we get everything taken care of soon. Like when I do the lawn, right? Like when I go to mow my lawn, I want to do all the yard work, all the trimming, get everything done, rather than, you know, mow the lawn one day, trim the bushes the next, trim the tree branches the next. Like I want to go out and I want to get it all done. A lot of times I get like done with mowing and I'm like, yeah, I was gonna trim that hedge, but I ain't feeling it right now. I get about half of what I want done. But that's okay. It's my hedge. It's not going anywhere. Trim it. Actually, I'm gonna trim some bushes. I need one of those tree trimmer chainsaw thingies. It's up on a stick, you know, engine on one end, chainsaw on the other, and it's like 6 feet long. I need one of those. A tree branch trimmer. I got a tree in my front yard that's like trying to grow into my neighbor's house. So that's bad. I gotta fix that. So I thought I had found one at Lowe's. This was back when I was buying shelves for. I bought how many shelves did I buy? 1, 2, 3 for one of the storage closets down here. Oh, excuse me. 1 for my son's room, 1 for the garage. Right. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. I bought 5 shelves in like a week's time period. So, what was I was thinking something about? I just lost my train of thought. Completely derailed my train. I don't suppose it matters. Oh, what I'm talking about. It's shelves, right before that. Edges. Oh yeah, okay. I'm back. So I was buying shelves, and I thought I saw one of those tree branch trimmers for 80 bucks. And I was like, I didn't grab it right then. I didn't look closely at it either. The next day, I went to go grab more shelves, or a couple days later or something. I was like, let me double check, because that for 80 bucks for a tree branch trimmer, that would be nice. Battery powered, gas powered. I would prefer gas powered. It's either gas powered or tools that run off extension cords, because I don't like. I have tools that have batteries. I'm not their biggest fan. So I always want to keep a tool that has an extension cord or is gas powered on hand. I've run into too many problems with batteries over the years. My latest one, I left a bunch of batteries at my mother-in-law's house after helping her with her deck. And I thought someone had like stolen them out of my garage. So, you know, to be honest, my last battery problem was 100% me forgetting where I left all my tools. I left a ton of stuff over. But to be fair, demoing a deck, the floorboards of a deck, taking it all up, me and my nephew did that, and that kicked my butt. So the second day I was there, putting the boards stacked back down, the deck boards back down, I was not, I was just exhausted at that point. Okay. On you. Dang it, Bobby. All right. That's 3 out of 4. 950. We got time to fix this. I'll put some 1/4-inch rings in here, and hopefully that'll keep it in place. 7/30 seconds didn't quite work out. And that's kind of the max. This is 18 standard wire gauge, 18 SWG. 1/4 inch is about the max I'll use it at. Half tempted to weld them. It should be just fine. I haven't had any issues so far. But it is a weak point. Like, this, you know, the thinner the wire gauge and the larger the ring, the weaker it is. Just a physics thing. But I think it'll be okay. I'm opposed. Like, yeah, okay. Welding all your stainless steel chainmail jewelry is wonderful. Right up until like it becomes unbreakable and someone gets hurt. You know, I would never want that. I would hope, like, I really think that you're gonna get hurt regardless. You know, and people wear tougher stuff than chainmail bracelets. So, like, it's probably fine. I would never want to permanently affix a ring and then have it, like, you know, a jewelry piece hurt someone. That makes sense? So, probably more in my head than anything, and I should just weld more stuff. afraid I'll make it too strong. Too unbreakable. I really think that probably the only way you could get hurt with something like that is if you had a permanent piece of jewelry placed. That would really be a risk. I don't recommend permanent 3 pieces made from chainmail. It just seems like a bad idea to me. I've seen one person with it. I know other people have some. But I don't know. Like, has anybody been harmed by their permanent jewelry? I don't know. It just seems like a bad idea to me. Alright, I'm gonna fix this up here. This portion took 2 hours. There's still another hour worth of work on here. Alright. Come on. Get out of there. There you go. Didn't have to close the... Derp, derp, derp. That's okay. I'm gonna finish this up and then probably call it a night, just because it is a work night, it is a school night. I get the benefit of streaming longer hours, but I should have been down here earlier. And hopefully, now that the fiber has been installed, I get the opportunity to stream a lot more and just get chainmail out in front of people. And hopefully, Astrid, how you doing? Yeah, I'll bet it's been a long day at fair. I would believe it. Fairs are even, not even working them. Just going to go spend the day at a fair is an adventure. So, thank you for stopping by. Hope everything went well. Gotta make sure I align the skulls the same direction so I don't have like one facing the wrong way. "9-degree heat all weekend, but good sales." Hey, right on. Right on. Yeah, the second to last time I went to Bristol, it was like 100 degrees and 100% humidity, and everyone was just miserable. But, we had a good time. But yeah, everything was just, you're just damp. Oh, man, am I dumb? I might be. I might be. Work with me here. There we go. I meant to attach this little section. but I wouldn't have to do it this way. But this is fine. Alright. Hey, you have a great night too. Aster, it's wonderful to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Get some rests. Drink some fluids. Alright. It's not done. But all the skulls are oriented the right way. They're all sitting pretty. Just a, you know, a chunky square B. I like it. Right, and then, you know, skulls. Who doesn't love skulls? It's almost a Willie G looking skull. So, alright. I think this is like the first stream we've had with the fiber working. I hope that everyone got good, clear visuals. I do appreciate you stopping by, hanging out. I am going to call it a night. I'm just going to make the one tonight, and then we will make more later. Okay? So, everybody have a good night. Be safe. Take care. I will see you in, as soon as the next opportunity. Alright? Have a wonderful evening. Bye.